personal. So I want to talk today about raised expectation, aka own your stuff. That while boldness is admirable and discernment is essential, while courage and wisdom and knowledge are critical, it is vision that is fundamental to your learning experience. If you can just catch a vision of yourself that far exceeds any experience that you've had to date, because I'm absolutely convinced that your success is not dependent on the job market or the state of the economy. Did you hear me? I said your success is not dependent on the cultural trends or the recent surveys or societal norms, but on a clearly articulated vision of your life. You ought to have a vision on the horizon that take you into your future. Don't get stuck in your history. Celebrate your story and know there's a destiny. Because my situation is not my final destination. I'm gonna keep this thing moving. You know what I'm saying? Vision is about the ability to see clearly, that you can see through the ups and downs. You can see through the ins and outs and the twists and turns, because life will be filled with detours, delays, dry brooks. And just because a promise is delayed doesn't mean it's been denied. So personalize, own your experience. Many of us, if not all of us, would rather skirt around an issue than go through the issue. We would rather avoid it and dodge it and duck it and sidestep it than go through it. But I've come to realize that you can't have mountains without valleys. When Ms. Young brought me in, I said, look at the beautiful mountains. The very things that you may take for granted because they're in your backyard. You see them every day from a maritime. This is amazing. And I've come to the realization you can't have mountains without valleys. You can't see the stars without darkness. Life is a mixture of pain and pleasure, of victory and defeat, of success and failure, of mountain highs and valley lows. So you have to own your journey and be the best you can be. Because there's an old proverb that says, all sunshine and no rain makes for a very good desert. And so our strengths come from our differences, not our similarities. I want to convince you to own your journey. And don't allow your situation to define your expectation. I'm all about upgrading. Never downgrade your dreams to match your reality. The benchmark of transformational leadership is the power of expectation. A relentless commitment to never settle for less, because you know you were created for greater. A relentless commitment to never settle for anything that is less than your potential. That will empower you to move from monuments to movements. A raised expectation is transformational because we think outside the box. We live outside the box. We refuse to be confined to a space or to a place. And as leaders and as a generation who are infusing this culture, you need to understand that your expectation is without limitation. You have to raise above the bar, be raised above the bar. And therefore my assignment today, I'm excited about your not yet. I'm excited about being invited back here in 2 years from now and just to hear the changes that you've made in someone's educational experience because you believe in not yet. You said yet to fighting the fight. You said yet to staying the course. You said yet to believing in the dream that is way out there. You even heard the superintendent say he don't want to be in here. So let's get out of here. Let's do this. Because you did not come this far just to come this far. Everyone ends up somewhere in life, but some people end up somewhere on purpose. Those who have a vision and a passion end up somewhere on purpose. consider this your personal invitation to make the necessary changes to your educational experience, to make the necessary changes to inspire the passion of other learners in your school, to make your educational experience more personalized. Take ownership of your life. Because if my life was a book and I was the author, how would I want my story to end? The pen is in my hand. Where life has tried to put a period, I can put a comma and continue to write the rest of my story. Can you commit to the comma? I'm telling you, because I had to take ownership of my story. Was I going to be a victim that I didn't have finances, I didn't grow up in, and I didn't learn French, and I didn't, or was I going to take the pen and write the next chapter? Was I going to make this personal? Education happens outside of the classroom. Did I say that? Yes. So don't allow the darkness of your past to shadow your present. Don't allow your past to dictate your future. Don't allow the busyness of your current activity to keep you from your future activity. They did the best thing for me when they said, wakey, wakey. We are transformational leaders. And that means you have to have a vision. Go back to your school and write the vision down. It's not all about your talk. I was told that you have to write the vision and make it plain, that those that can see it can run with it. You remember? You need to see. I need to see. So let's see it. Let's see the success of those who have not been very successful. Let's see the disengaged students becoming more engaged. Let's see the overlooked looking over the hurdles and the setbacks, the barriers and the obstacles. Because if you can conceive it and believe it, you can achieve it. If you can move the commitment from your head to your heart, it will show up in your hands. My value does not decrease based on someone's inability to see my worth. Say that again. I can't base my identity on your inability. Woo. I can't base my identity on someone's perception of me, because we've already established that many have distorted vision. Many have a distorted perception, and a blurred vision is dangerous, right? There's more to me than the eye can see. Some only see me as an African Nova Scotian male, as a black learner, but race is not skin deep, it's bone deep. This is who I am. And popularity does not validate me. My cell phone. I grew up in the day when I had to take the film to the shop and let them develop it. And so my mama told me way back then, Lenny, she said, like photography, you can develop from the negatives. As student leaders in 6 different districts in this region, that you keep on walking. That's a sign. My prayer for you is that, yeah, there may be some past, and maybe you weren't able to be creative before, but you have teachers who want you to be creative now. You have teachers that want you to stretch your potential now. You have superintendents that see the vision now. So don't get stuck in your past, because your past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. Ooh, you don't live there. You talk about there. I believe the best way to honor my past is to celebrate it and not live in it. So there's some old educational systems, there's some old educational constructs, and yeah. But the past is my place of reference, not my place of residence. I move on from here. So I challenge you today to be people that keep on walking and move towards your destiny. Move from a monument to a movement. May your schools be centers of life in your communities. May your schools, your educational environments be places that generates energy, creates energy, celebrate energy. My prayer is that you would have relevant messages, have initiatives, develop a sense of purpose and identity. All that you would be a buzz that will get people excited, because it's not just inspiration and motivation and initiation, it's transformation. That's my concern. That's why I got on a plane and flew almost 7 hours. I'm here because I believe in education. I believe that if we own our story, we can direct our destiny. You didn't say yes to be a student leader just to be in a monument. You said yes to be in a movement. These are educators teaching for 24 years. She didn't teach for 24 years just to be a teacher. She wants to be a transformational leader. Leave you better than how she found you. I celebrate that today because I don't want you to go back to your schools and just go back to a monument. I want you to go back to a monument and create a movement that you may have a holy discontent to say, we have to own this. This is our school. This is our community. These are our fellow students. Come on, guys. Never settle for less when you were made for greater. Let's have a made for greater movement. Made for greater. We may not have all the answers to what is right. That's okay, school board. You don't have all the answers to what is right, but you definitely know what is wrong. It's wrong to be building buildings and not building people. It's wrong to be in a monument and not be a part of a movement. It's wrong to have an educational experience and not an authentic and transformational encounter. It's wrong to be wandering around the hallways and the corridors, up the steps, down the steps, and not enter your promised land of potential. It's wrong to be stuck in your history and not write a new chapter of the story. Will you own it today? As you sit around these tables, will you have the courageous conversations today? Will you write a chapter with a comma today? He said the wealthiest place on the world are graveyards, cemeteries. He said because people died full and didn't die empty. He said buried beneath the soil are books that were never written, songs that were never sung, inventions that were never created because people died full and not empty. Buried beneath the soil are paintings that never filled canvas, stories that were never told, generations that were not transformed because people died full and didn't die empty. We're too young to talk about life. But my challenge to you today as I go back to the airport, please make sure you die empty and not full. I'm gonna die empty. That's why I sweat, that's why I spit, that's why I kick. Everything that's in me, I'm trying to get it over me. Because if we don't own the story, who will? The benchmark of transformational leadership are people who have eyes to see and not just look. Own it. Thank you.